Hello, year 3. How are you? I'm Miss Marwa, your science teacher, and today we are going to complete and finish the forces and motion. Are you ready? So, you remember the push? The push and the pulls, they both are forces, and the push is a force that moves the object in away from us, okay? And the pull is a force that moves the object towards us, right? I want you to look to this toy car. I'm going to push the toy car with my finger in this direction with the blue arrow, okay? So the direction of the force, it will be the same direction of the movement or the motion, right? They are moving in the same way, right? So I'm going to read. When you push a toy car, it's moved in the same direction as the force used. Okay, and the force here is called pushing. So what do you think? This toy car will stop at the end or keep moving? Keep moving. What do you think? Of course, it will stop at the end. But you ever ask yourself why it will stop? Because of what? So to answer this, I'm going to ask another question. What happens if you throw a ball along the floor? Like this man, he's throwing this ball along the floor. Does it keep rolling? It keep rolling at to the end? No, of course. It will stop at the end, but why? This is the same questions like the toy car. So there is something stop it from moving and rolling. So, and this is invisible. I cannot see. There is no one stop it, right? It stopped by itself, right? Because of what? There is invisible force. This is called the friction. There is something. It's a force. It's called the friction. Stop it from moving and rolling, and also slow it down. Okay. So, to know more about the friction and to understand, look at this arrow. This is the direction of the force first. Okay, okay, and there is another invisible force. It's called what? The friction, and it's moving in the opposite direction. So if someone moving towards you in the other direction, it will make you slow down or not? Yes, it will make you slow down, right? So the friction, this is the friction. It's invisible force acting in the opposite direction. Slow down the movement when two surfaces are touching together. So I have here two surfaces touching, and there is invisible force acting in the opposite direction, and it makes the movement slow down. So this is friction. To understand more, I want you to do this activity with me. Rub your hands together fast. Rub it fast, fast, fast. What do you feel? You feel what your action for wrapping, it will keep at the same speed, or it will slow down at the end. Keep wrapping. Okay, stop now. Now put small amount of oil onto your hands. You bought it? Okay. So rub them together very fast. What do you think? Keep wrapping, and it's keep like slippery, right? So compare the two wraps together. Which was the easier? What do you think? Of course, wrapping with oil, the surfaces are too slippery. They are like smooth, right? There is no friction. There is nothing make me stop, right? There is nothing acting on me to make me stop wrapping my hands. So, but with wrapping the hands together, there is something is called the friction slow down the movement, okay? Because these are not very smooth surfaces, okay? So we have to look at a lot of examples on the friction. I have here a box. Okay, I put some stuff on inside it, and there is a table. Okay, and this table is the surface is so smooth, right? Okay, so the surface of the table is smooth, and I'm going to push the box in the direction of the red arrow. Can you see the red arrow? Okay, so I'm going to push it with the push the box in the direction of the red arrow, and it will move with me easily because the surface is smooth. There's a friction, but we call it small friction, and it's acting in the other direction with the blue arrow. Okay, but it will slide easily with me over the smooth table because the friction here is small. Okay, but here I have the same box. Okay, and the same stuff inside it. So now I'm going to put it on the grass. What do you think? The grass is rough or smooth surface? Rough. Okay, so the box now I'm going to push it in the same direction with the red arrow. Okay, so the push force with the arrow. Okay, and I think there is he slides only a little across the grass. Because what? Because there is a large friction force acting in the opposite direction. Someone stop me or slow down my motion. And this one is called what? The friction. And the friction here is high or large friction because the surface is rough. Okay? But in the table, the surface was smooth, right? So it will slide easily. But here the surface rough, so it will make the object move, slide only a little across the grass. Okay, the girl is moving forward. The ground is like the smooth or rough? No, it's rough. So the friction here is first that she's moving with the red arrow in the direction of the red arrow, and the ground now is rough and the friction is acting in the opposite direction with the blue one. Okay, so this is okay, you understand it? Okay, thank you. Here, conclusion for this: when things slide easily, like the smooth table, so it's less friction, and we can say that the surface has low friction or small friction. But when the surface are rough, there is more friction, so we can say the surface has high friction or large friction. High friction or large friction. Applications. We use the friction every day on our life, like the forces, okay? Like the surface of the car tire has high friction. Look at the surface of the tire of the car. Rough surface, right? And the rough surface is very important, very, very important because this is stop the car from sliding on the road surface. Okay, so it's very important. Here, a friction is moving the direction of the car, and the road is move. I'm going to move, okay, and sliding on the road surface, and because of the car tire is so rough, so it's stop the car from sliding, okay. And another applications like the trainers, okay, so the bottoms of the trainers rough surface, the bottoms of the trainers are rough surface, so to create the friction with the ground and stop slipping. Okay, so here the friction is with the ground. Okay, so I need the bottom of the trainers to be rough surface. So As what I have learned from the friction and the motion, that the friction is a force. Okay, so the friction is a force that slows down things. Number two, it acts in the opposite direction of the movement. And the friction can be useful as we can see in the trainers and the car tires. Okay, thank you guys.